It's the family, Mart, Pop.
Okay, I don't know who sent this, but would you ever do a long distance relationship? If yes, what to do to make it successful, and would you move to live where they are?
I think we should start with you, Mers.
Would I ever do one? Yeah, of course. I would.
Have you ever done a long distance relationship?
Yes.
And how was it? Well, actually, before you answer that, did it start as a long distance relationship, or did it just turn into that?
I never did a turn into one.
So it was just started as a long distance from the jump.
Just started. Only one.
Yeah.
But if yes, what to do to make it successful? I think the best advice I can give you is like, just do your best, because you're not together a lot. So like, do your best to go be together as much as possible, and communicate a lot. Communicate, share things with each other as much as possible, like things you're doing to make it feel like they're maybe with you, you know? And then a lot of reassurance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no one's feeling like left in the dust.
Did you consider moving to where that person lived?
Not in the beginning. More sense like maybe a different spot. But yeah, I'll move there or move somewhere else. Like honestly, that's I think something that you would communicate with your partner with. Yeah. Whether you move here or move there, whatever's best in the situation. Yeah. Because not all situations are equal in a relationship from the jump. So, you know, and it's dope for the ones that do work out, man, because it's a dope story. Honestly, like it's hard. It's very difficult.
I'm sure it is.
So if you can make it through, you know, man, much more respect to it, much more power to you, because I'm pretty sure your relationship's going to be mad strong if you make it all the way through.
Throwing a cuz.
Did I say cuz?
No, but you said it
like you said
because.
Yeah, you were. But you said it sounded like you were saying cuz.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
yeah, you should be in a long distance relationship, cuz.
Yeah. If I were to be starting a relationship together and then we went long distance, at least in my age now, I probably would for sure. Like I remember back in the day, I wouldn't be like.
You would be opposed to it.
Yeah, like back in the back in the day, early, like if we went to different colleges or something.
Right.
But yeah, I think you could if it started that way. What about you guys?
So to answer the question, would I? Yeah. Have I? Oh, that's not the question, but I haven't. What would I do to make it successful? I think, yeah, just to piggyback on what you said, you just have to make a stronger foundation, communication, reassurance, all the above. And when you can make it happen, make it happen.
Yeah. And I think I'm really strong about like long distance relationships working if both parties are wanting it, because my parents, man, like when I was born, they were together, but my dad was in Japan and my mom and me were in Virginia till I was 6 years old. They were long distance. I never met my dad till I was 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what
Some
I remember.
people never.
Right.
Never meet there, you know.
He was around when I was 1, but I moved. So 6 years, bro, where
they weren't together.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and so because I have a similar somewhat childhood, like that's why I think it can work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you grew up and it didn't, and you saw that it didn't work, I can understand why you don't think it's it's in the cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you move to where they live, Jay?
I think it wouldn't be like a right away decision, but you work towards a decision like that. It's not. It's like that's a part of the marathon. Like, it could be linking up as often as you can for a little bit, and then eventually moving to someplace. But you have to work to get yourself in a position to be able to do that in the first place.
Yeah, you got to see the situation, and like you said, working to get in that position, because like it's dumb to move and then you decline in your like progression,
your own
progression.
goals,
You don't want to do that, because then it could hurt. I feel like it hurt the relationship.
Yeah, that'll work against it.
Yeah,
right. I agree.
You have anything new to add?
I don't have anything new to add, but I will say I agree with everything you guys are saying. All the points. I think communication, obviously, long distance or not, communication is the one of the strongest pillars of a relationship, and yeah, I just don't think any relationship can last without really strong communication.
Yeah.
Is it weird though that I sort of want to be in a long distance relationship, and I know everybody that is in one or has been in one is like, bro, that's not what you want.
Doesn't want to wish for that.
But you've been wishing that for a minute. I feel like I've heard you say that a lot.
I think I can understand why before you explain anything.
Okay, I'd love to hear why.
Well, one, you are afraid of commitment right now, but because you because of how the long distance relationship works, like you don't have to cut out so much of your schedule to make time.
Right.
It's more of like you make time when you can type of deal. Even though that is how it is even in person, but when it's long distance, that's more of the structure that has to happen.
Yeah.
And then when it is time to like link up, that's like really a part of the schedule that you allow yourself to.
Right. I'm on because I can turn it on because this is the time to be on.
Yeah.
Even though a relationship never quote unquote turns off. But if it comes to spending time, like if I'm going to where the lady lives or if the lady's coming here, the lady fucking what the hell?
My man put on a fedora real quick.
If I'm going to where the woman lives, like I feel like it'd be easy for me to turn off everything and to only focus on this is the time for me to spend with you. And when I go back, obviously the communication is going to continue, but the physical hanging out, like I don't have to compromise anything that in my schedule, in my personal schedule, to accommodate you.
Yeah.
But to be able to like be in the same space with someone where you can, that's the problem, is like creating space, I think is a better problem to have than trying to find time to be in the same
together.
space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm envious of people that can be in the same space with someone they love because they could just link up whenever and then be like, yo, man, let me get a couple days.
I think that's also where I struggle, and I think that's why I crave the long distance, because I struggled with that in my previous relationship. I had a hard time
creating
space, and because I always wanted to be around the person, and I just always wanted to do whatever, like just to be around them and not to do my own thing, which is why I missed out on so many opportunities, because I cut out everything in my life to be with this person and only be with that person. So I think that's part of why I crave a long distance relationship.
Yeah, I think the single event that can point that out about you is not joining the basketball team.
Yeah,
like that's
I know it's a funny thing, but
like that little seed.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not seed, but that little kernel or whatever is like the one idea of this whole problem with yourself.
Yeah, I gave up an entire 4 seasons of basketball just to be with a significant other, which
4 seasons of loneliness. Shout out to Boys to Men.
Man,
Yeah.
a damn hotel.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I listened to that.
You see, you listen to that?
I used to listen to that song. Fuck, man, that's great. Full circle, man.
Yo, Boys to Men be making some sad songs
for real.
Yo,
dude.
but I listen to Boys to Men to get over some sad situations because
I
I feel
don't
like
know, man.
I feel like I'm crooning with the homies, man. Because I fuck
crooning
with
with the
Men.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
crooning and spooning, man.
But yeah, man. I think whoever asked this question, if you're contemplating it, I think the biggest thing is to just see if that's what you and your partner want to accomplish.
Yeah, it's very situational
and want to get into, because it is a tough thing. But man, at the end of the day, this is what I wanted to say. It's all about balance, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every relationship is all about balance. No matter what the situation is, there has to be balance.
I agree.
Communication has to be balanced. The meet times, the linkage, the self space needs to be balanced.
Right.
Creating your own pathway in life has to be balanced with being with somebody and creating a pathway with them has to be balanced. Otherwise, once that shit starts tipping, it's going to fall.
Right.
It's going to fall.
I agree.
Good metaphor.
Yeah, so balance, man. That's the best answer.
Balance.
Okay,
balance
next question.
Is dick. Sorry.
Balance is dick.
Balance is dick on your head, bro.
Yeah.
It's the family Mart.